Poor leg circulation kills more seniors than most cancers. But here's what your doctor isn't telling you. One specific vitamin can restore blood flow to your legs in as little as 2 weeks. Not months, not years, 2 weeks. And chances are, you're severely deficient in it right now. You've been told that cold feet, numbness, and leg cramps are just part of getting older. That's a dangerous lie. These symptoms are warning signs. Your legs are screaming for help. And if you ignore them, the consequences can be devastating. Amputation, blood clots, heart attacks, all because of something completely preventable. Stay with me until the end, because the #1 vitamin on this list is so powerful that a clinical trial found it improved leg blood flow by 54% in just 12 weeks. And yet, 90% of adults over 60 have never even heard of taking it for circulation. This could be the missing piece you've been searching for. I'm Dr. Daniel Grant, a physician specialized in senior health with over 2 decades of experience. I've helped thousands of men and women over 60 regain feeling in their legs, walk without pain, and avoid the devastating complications of poor circulation. What I'm about to share goes against everything you've been told. The pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know that simple vitamins can do what expensive medications often fail to achieve. But I've seen it with my own eyes, patient after patient, and I refuse to stay silent any longer. Here's what's happening inside your body right now. After 60, your blood vessels lose elasticity. They become stiff, narrow, and less efficient at delivering oxygen and nutrients to your extremities. Your legs, being the farthest from your heart, suffer the most. Add to this the fact that your body produces significantly less nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for keeping blood vessels relaxed and open. The result? Cold feet, cramping, numbness, tingling, pain when walking. And that's just the beginning. What terrifies me most is that poor circulation is silent. By the time you feel symptoms, the damage has already progressed. Studies show that adults over 60 with circulation problems have a 6 times higher risk of heart attack and stroke. Your legs aren't just legs. They're an early warning system for your entire cardiovascular health. But here's the good news. Your blood vessels can regenerate. They can become more flexible. Blood flow can be restored. And specific vitamins play a crucial role in making this happen. Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 most powerful vitamins for leg circulation, ranked from helpful to absolutely essential. Some of these will surprise you. One of them might even shock you. Before we continue, I'm curious, how old are you? In your 60s, 70s, maybe beyond? If you've noticed your feet getting cold more often, or if you experience leg cramps at night, type cold feet in the comments below. Let's see how many of us share this struggle. If this information seems valuable, hit that like button right now. It helps more people find this life-changing information. Let's begin with number 7. Number 7, vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is where our journey begins. Now, you might be wondering why a B vitamin made this list. Here's the fascinating truth. Vitamin B6 is essential for reducing homocysteine levels in your blood. Homocysteine is an amino acid that, when elevated, damages the inner lining of your blood vessels. Think of it like tiny shards of glass scraping against your artery walls. Over time, this damage causes inflammation, plaque buildup, and restricted blood flow. And here's the concerning part. Studies show that homocysteine levels naturally increase as we age, with over 40% of adults over 60 having elevated levels. Vitamin B6 works as a cofactor in the enzyme pathway that converts homocysteine into harmless compounds. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adequate B6 intake reduced homocysteine levels by up to 32% in older adults. For circulation benefits, you want 25 to 50 milligrams daily. The best food sources include chicken, fish, potatoes, and bananas. But here's what most people miss. B6 works best when combined with B12 and folate. Taking it alone limits its effectiveness. That's a mistake I see far too often. This brings us to number 6, and things start getting more interesting. Number 6, vitamin C. You probably know vitamin C for immune health, but its role in circulation is dramatically underappreciated. Vitamin C is absolutely essential for collagen production, And collagen is the structural protein that keeps your blood vessel walls strong and flexible. Without adequate vitamin C, your blood vessels become weak and brittle. They can't expand and contract properly. Blood flow becomes restricted, and tiny cracks can form in the vessel walls, leading to inflammation and plaque deposits. But here's what really excites me about vitamin C. It's a powerful antioxidant that protects nitric oxide from being destroyed by free radicals. Remember, nitric oxide is what keeps your blood vessels open and relaxed. A 2019 study in the journal Nutrients found that vitamin C supplementation improved endothelial function, that's blood vessel function, by 24% in adults over 55. The recommended dose for circulation benefits is 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, split into 2 doses. Here's a pro tip most people don't know. Taking vitamin C with bioflavonoids, found in citrus fruits, dramatically increases its absorption and effectiveness. Skip the cheap synthetic versions and look for whole food vitamin C, or at least one that includes bioflavonoids. Now let's move to number 5, and this one might surprise you. Number 5, vitamin D. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. You've heard about it for bone health. But what most people don't realize is that vitamin D plays a profound role in blood vessel function. Here's the science. Vitamin D receptors are found throughout your cardiovascular system, including the smooth muscle cells that line your blood vessels. When vitamin D binds to these receptors, it triggers a cascade of events that reduce inflammation, improve vessel elasticity, and enhance nitric oxide production. The statistics are alarming. Over 70% of adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D, and a landmark study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people with low vitamin D levels had a 64% higher risk of peripheral artery disease, the most serious form of leg circulation problems. I remember Patricia, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Phoenix. She came to my office barely able to walk a single block without stopping. Her legs would cramp so badly she thought she might collapse. She had seen 3 specialists, tried 2 different medications. Nothing worked. When I checked her vitamin D level, it was dangerously low at just 18 nanograms per milliliter. Normal should be between 40 and 60. I started her on 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, along with vitamin K2, which I'll explain shortly. 6 weeks later, Patricia walked into my office with tears in her eyes. She told me, "Doctor, I walked around the entire mall yesterday. The entire mall. I haven't done that in 5 years." This wasn't a miracle. This was her body finally getting what it desperately needed. For optimal circulation benefits, I recommend 3,000 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, taken with a meal containing fat for better absorption, and always pair it with vitamin K2. This is crucial. I'll explain why when we reach number 2. If you believe improving your vitamin D levels could help your circulation, type yes in the comments. If you're skeptical, type 0. Your response helps other viewers see they're not alone in this journey. Number 4, vitamin E. Now we're getting into the truly powerful circulation vitamins. Vitamin E is often called the circulation vitamin, and for good reason. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects the fats in your blood from oxidation. When LDL cholesterol becomes oxidized, it transforms into a sticky, dangerous substance that clings to artery walls and forms plaques. Vitamin E prevents this from happening. But there's more. Vitamin E acts as a natural blood thinner by reducing platelet aggregation. This means it helps prevent blood cells from clumping together and forming clots. For leg circulation, this is incredibly important. Clots in leg veins are one of the most dangerous complications of poor circulation. A study in the Journal of Vascular Surgery found that vitamin E supplementation improved walking distance in patients with peripheral artery disease by 38%. That's the difference between being housebound and being able to enjoy a walk in the park with your grandchildren. Here's a critical tip. Not all vitamin E is the same. Most supplements contain only alpha-tocopherol, but natural vitamin E contains 8 different forms. Look for supplements labeled mixed tocopherols, or full-spectrum vitamin E. The synthetic form, labeled DL-alpha tocopherol, is far less effective. The optimal dose is 400 IU daily of mixed tocopherols. Take it with your fattiest meal for best absorption. And if you're on blood-thinning medications, talk to your doctor first, as vitamin E can enhance their effects. Before we continue, if you're finding this helpful, please hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the simple tips we share every week. My mission is to provide clear, honest health information for adults over 60. And now, I want to make a quick request. Share this video. Think about your parents, your grandparents, your friends who complain about leg problems. A simple click could start a conversation that genuinely saves a life. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Let's move to number 3. Number 3, vitamin B3, niacin. Vitamin B3, specifically in the form of niacin, is one of the most underutilized vitamins for circulation. And when I reveal what it can do, you'll understand why I rank it so high on this list. Niacin causes vasodilation. That means it literally opens up your blood vessels, allowing more blood to flow through. You've probably heard of the niacin flush, that warm, tingling sensation some people experience. That flush is actually proof that the niacin is working, that your blood vessels are dilating. But niacin does something even more remarkable. It's the most effective natural substance for raising HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol that acts like a cleanup crew for your arteries. Studies show niacin can raise HDL by 20 to 35%. No other vitamin comes close. A landmark clinical trial published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that niacin supplementation reduced the progression of atherosclerosis by 47% compared to placebo. For your legs, this means cleaner, more open arteries, and dramatically improved blood flow. I'll never forget Robert, a 74-year-old retired electrician from Chicago. His legs were so bad that he had developed wounds on his feet that wouldn't heal. His doctor had started discussing amputation. Amputation. Can you imagine? Robert's wife had watched one of my videos and convinced him to try a different approach. We started him on 500 milligrams of niacin twice daily, along with the other vitamins I'm sharing today. 3 months later, Robert sent me a photograph. Those wounds had completely healed. His doctor was stunned. Robert told me, "Doctor, you saved my leg. You saved my life." This is why I do what I do. This is why I refuse to stay silent about these simple, powerful interventions. For circulation benefits, start with 100 milligrams of niacin twice daily with meals. Gradually increase to 500 milligrams twice daily over several weeks. Start low to minimize the flush effect. The flush is harmless but can be startling if you're not expecting it. A newer form called no-flush niacin, or inositol hexanicotinate, is gentler but may be slightly less effective. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried niacin for circulation? Share your experience in the comments. I read every single one. Let's move to number 2, and this vitamin is absolutely critical. Number 2, vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 might be the most important vitamin you've never heard of, and when it comes to circulation, it's nothing short of revolutionary. Here's what makes K2 so special. It activates a protein called matrix GLA protein, or MGP. This protein is your body's natural defense against arterial calcification. You see, as we age, calcium doesn't just build up in our bones. It builds up in our arteries. This calcification makes blood vessels stiff, narrow, and unable to function properly. It's one of the primary causes of poor leg circulation in seniors. Vitamin K2 literally pulls calcium out of your arteries and redirects it to your bones where it belongs. No other vitamin does this. A groundbreaking study called the Rotterdam Study followed over 4,800 adults for more than 10 years. The results were stunning. Those with the highest K2 intake had a 52% reduction in arterial calcification and a 57% lower risk of dying from heart disease. 57% from a single vitamin. And here's why I always recommend taking K2 with vitamin D. When you supplement with vitamin D, your body absorbs more calcium. That's good for bones. But without K2 to direct that calcium, it can end up deposited in your arteries. This is why some studies have shown negative cardiovascular effects from high-dose vitamin D alone. But when D and K2 are taken together, you get the benefits of both with none of the risks. The optimal form of K2 is called MK7. derived from fermented soybeans. The dose I recommend is 100 to 200 micrograms daily. Take it with your vitamin D and a fatty meal. I remember James, a 71-year-old former accountant from Boston. He had been taking high-dose vitamin D for years on his previous doctor's recommendation. His leg circulation had gotten worse, not better. A specialized scan showed significant calcification in his leg arteries. We added 200 micrograms of K2-MK7 to his regimen and made no other changes. 8 months later, a follow-up scan showed the calcification had decreased by 18%. His doctor had never seen anything like it. James told me, "Dr. Grant, my legs feel warmer than they have in a decade. I can feel my toes again." The combination of vitamin D and K2 is synergistic. Together they accomplish what neither can do alone. Remember this. It might be the most important thing you learn today. But now we've reached the moment I've been building toward. The #1 vitamin for leg circulation. And when I tell you what it is, everything will click into place. Number 1. Vitamin B12. The #1 vitamin for leg circulation after 60 is vitamin B12. And before you say, "I've heard of B12, let me show you why this vitamin deserves the top spot. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve function. The tingling, numbness, and burning sensations in your legs that you might attribute to poor circulation. In many cases, these symptoms are actually caused by B12 deficiency, damaging the protective sheath around your nerves. When this sheath, called myelin, deteriorates, nerve signals can't travel properly. You feel numbness, pins and needles, even pain. But B12's role in circulation goes far beyond nerves. Like B6, vitamin B12 is crucial for metabolizing homocysteine. Remember that artery-damaging amino acid? B12 is actually more powerful than B6 at reducing it. Studies show that B12 supplementation can lower homocysteine levels by up to 40% in deficient individuals. Here's the shocking statistic that should concern every adult over 60. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that up to 43% of adults over 60 are deficient in B12. 43%. That's nearly half of all seniors walking around with a deficiency that's silently destroying their circulation and their nerves. Why is deficiency so common after 60? Because your stomach produces less acid as you age, and stomach acid is required to absorb B12 from food. You could be eating plenty of meat, fish, and eggs, the best food sources, and still become deficient because your body simply can't absorb it. The symptoms of B12 deficiency are often misdiagnosed as just aging. Fatigue, memory problems, balance issues, leg weakness, numbness and tingling, depression. Sound familiar? These are the same symptoms millions of seniors are told to just accept. A study published in the journal Neurology found that seniors with low B12 levels had 6 times the rate of brain shrinkage compared to those with adequate levels. Your legs and your brain are both suffering when B12 is low. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 76-year-old retired nurse from Seattle. She came to me convinced she was developing dementia. She couldn't remember her grandchildren's names. She was falling frequently because she couldn't feel her feet properly. Her previous doctor had started evaluating her for Alzheimer's disease. I ordered a complete blood panel including B12. Her level came back at 180 picograms per milliliter. Technically in the normal range, but barely. I've learned that many people need levels above 500 to feel optimal. I started Margaret on sublingual B12, the kind that dissolves under your tongue and bypasses the digestive system entirely. The transformation was remarkable. Within 3 weeks, the tingling in her feet began to subside. Within 2 months, she could feel her feet clearly on the floor. Her balance improved dramatically, and 6 months later, she told me something I'll never forget. She said, "Dr. Grant, I remember my grandchildren's names again. I remember what I had for breakfast. I feel like someone turned the lights back on in my brain." Margaret's family had already started preparing for her to move into assisted living. Instead, she's now living independently, taking daily walks, and enjoying her retirement, all because of a vitamin. This is the power of B12. This is why it's #1 on my list. For optimal circulation and nerve health, I recommend 1,000 to 2,000 micrograms of B12 daily in methylcobalamin form. This is the active form your body can use immediately, unlike cyanocobalamin, which requires conversion. Sublingual tablets or sprays are best for seniors because they bypass absorption issues in the stomach. Here's a pro tip. Have your B12 level checked with a blood test, but don't accept normal if you're in the low end of the range. Push for a level above 500, ideally above 800. Many doctors consider anything above 200 as normal, but research increasingly shows that's too low for optimal function. Now let me tell you exactly how to implement everything we've discussed today. Your 30-day circulation restoration plan. Start tomorrow morning with this simple protocol. Morning with breakfast, vitamin D3, 4,000 IU, vitamin K2, MK7, 150 micrograms, vitamin C, 500 milligrams with bioflavonoids. Midday with lunch, vitamin B12 methylcobalamin, 1,000 micrograms sublingual vitamin B6, 25 milligrams. Evening with dinner, vitamin E mixed tocopherols, 400 IU vitamin B3, niacin. Start with 100 milligrams, increase gradually. Vitamin C, 500 milligrams. Second dose. Don't make these critical errors. First, don't take all your vitamins at once. Spreading them throughout the day improves absorption and reduces any stomach upset. Second, don't buy the cheapest supplements you can find. Quality matters enormously. Look for reputable brands that list the specific forms of vitamins I mentioned. Third, don't expect overnight results. Your blood vessels didn't deteriorate in a day, and they won't heal in a day. Commit to 30 days minimum before evaluating progress. Fourth, don't skip the K2 if you're taking vitamin D. This combination is essential for safety and effectiveness. Here's what to expect. Within the first week, you may notice your feet feeling slightly warmer. This is the first sign blood flow is improving. Within 2 weeks, night cramps often begin to decrease significantly. Within 3 to 4 weeks, numbness and tingling typically start to improve. Within 2 months, most of my patients report dramatically better leg function. They can walk farther, climb stairs easier, and sleep better without leg cramps waking them. Within 3 months, if you get rechecked, your doctor may be genuinely surprised by your improvement. I remember William, a 69-year-old retired firefighter from Dallas. He followed this exact protocol after watching a video similar to this one. At his 3-month checkup, his doctor actually asked him what he had changed. His ankle brachial index, a measure of leg circulation, had improved by 23%. His doctor said he rarely sees that kind of improvement without medication or surgery. William told me, "Doctor, I can feel my feet again. I can walk my dog again. I feel like I got 10 years of my life back." This could be you. This will be you, if you commit to this simple daily routine. So we've just gone through the 7 most powerful vitamins for leg circulation after 60. Let me quickly recap them from number 7 to number 1. Number 7, vitamin B6 for reducing artery-damaging homocysteine. Number 6, vitamin C for collagen production and protecting nitric oxide. Number 5, vitamin D for blood vessel flexibility and reducing inflammation. Number 4, vitamin E for preventing blood clots and protecting against oxidation. Number 3, vitamin B3 niacin for opening blood vessels and raising good cholesterol. Number 2, vitamin K2 for pulling calcium out of arteries and keeping them flexible. And number 1, vitamin B12 for nerve health and homocysteine reduction, the most commonly deficient vitamin in seniors. Each one has its own unique power. But when you combine them into a daily routine, the synergy can transform your leg circulation in ways you never thought possible. My main message isn't fear. It's not to scare you about your legs. My message is empowerment. Now you have valuable information that most people ignore. You understand why your legs have been suffering. You know exactly what to do about it. The power to change is in your hands. Here's my challenge to you. Commit to this vitamin protocol every single day for 30 days. Just 30 days. That's all I'm asking. Track how you feel. Notice the changes. Write them down. Your legs will thank you. Your independence will thank you. Your family who wants to see you active and healthy will thank you. You're not broken. Your nutrition has been incomplete. This isn't just aging, it's deficiency. And deficiency can be corrected. If you found this video helpful, Don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more real health solutions designed specifically for adults over 60, and share this with a friend or family member who complains about leg problems. You might just change their life. Now I want to hear from you. Which vitamin will you try first? Which one surprised you the most? Share your answer in the comments below. I truly want to hear your story, and I read every single comment. Because remember, aging doesn't take away your body's ability to recover. It simply reminds you to care for it the right way. Take care of yourself.